Hello there, this is Sword, and today we're taking a look at the Meze Audio 105 Air 50mm dynamic headphone from Meze Audio, obviously. They are $399, and they're extremely comfortable. I really enjoy them. Took a little bit to get there, but after the brain burn-in and everything of the different tuning, it's quite fantastic. As always, all thoughts and opinions are my own. Audio is extremely subjective. We all hear differently. These are just my honest opinions. Meze didn't tell me or ask me to say anything in the video. That being said, I do have affiliate links that I will be having down in the description. If you want to help support the channel and are interested in buying a pair of these headphones, buying through one of the affiliated links definitely helps me out and helps me continue getting stuff for review as well. So with that, we'll lead into the review. Thank you. All right. So first things first, I just want to talk about like the build and construction of this. I've got it on a little headphone stand I made up here. But the 105 Air these are the comfiest headphones I've worn by like a pretty big margin. And they're very well built. Like the metal construction here, everything. They're very subtle, black, ear pads, velvety, provide a great seal, and I don't have to worry about adjustments whatsoever. I just throw these on, the self-adjusting headband, just, there you go. It's good. You're ready to wear it. You're ready to play, ready to listen. It's awesome. These are fantastic, and they feel like they're going to last a really long time. And you know what? Meze, I think, like, if anything happens to this, I assume, I haven't looked on their website. I do have it open here, but I haven't looked. It looks like super easy to take apart. If something was to happen to this, you could replace this. Like, it all looks rebuildable, like fixable if you have anything that goes wrong with it. And it's a simple design, but elegant. It's quite surprising. I fit and comfort. Oh, I can wear these all day. As for accessories and everything, inside of the box, you do get the hard case here, which is very nice. I don't know if you would really travel with these, but if you had to throw these in a pack or something, this is wonderful. I wouldn't have to worry about them at all if I had them in here, which is nice. And I don't know, hanging up on your wall if you wanted to. You don't have to worry about dust getting on it or something if you're collecting them. I don't know, or you're not using it for a while. I like it. Inside, you do get a little cable pouch, which is nice, and I dropped an adapter out of it. Sorry, Meze. So adapters included, and of course they include the cable for, which I have to the side here. Now, this is halfway to a good cable, in my opinion. And the reason I say that is that's all like this kind of standard, like wrapped, braided fabric cable for the most part, which is good. It's durable. You don't have to worry about like kinking or anything really bad happening to it. It's good. It's strong enough. But then the split happens. And that's when it goes to your mono 3.5 terminations for the headphones themselves. And that's when it kind of loses me, because it goes from this nice fabric and then it goes to the little plasticky kind of cheap cable that you're kind of used to, which is fine, but it's a tad microphonic. If you're moving around a bit in your seat and stuff, if it hits the table, it goes through the headphones. It's not jarring. It's not like, oh, wow, that's really bad. It's just subtle and noticeable. One of the very few cons that I would say I have, for like nitpicks that I have with these. But like overall, it's a usable cable. They do have upgradable cables that you can buy directly from them, or you can just buy whatever cable you want. Or if you already have a nice one that you want to just throw on here, it's easy enough to just throw it on because it's a fairly standard termination. It's not special or anything. Overall, it's a cable. It works. Good enough. That's not where you want all the money to go anyway. It's the sound, right? Comfort. It's got those. Now, Meze did also send me their boom mic. And I like this. As someone who plays games and does stuff with friends online and stuff, it's nice to have a microphone that's attached to your headphone, but also, you know, sounds good. So Meze was trying to cover that feel too. This is $90. And honestly, the microphone itself doesn't sound bad by any means. It's actually a quite decent microphone. And all this does is essentially it's going to replace your main cable. And then if you have one of the, like, I can't think of the term right now, but if you have one of like the dual input output jacks on your computer, you can just plug it straight in and you'll get your input and output from the headphones and the microphone. So you just need that one plug. But if you still have like the dual, like your input and output, you can attach your headphones to one and your microphone to the other on like your back of your computer. Usually that's how it's set up there. And you're good to go. And then this just plugs into your right and left. And then you have your boom mic that just hangs down and it's just there. The nice thing, though, is it's not just that. There are a little bit more things to it, which is nice. It does have a volume wheel to just raise and lower your volume. And it also has a mic mute right on top of the split, which is awesome. That's perfect. Perfect for gamers. $90 could be a tad expensive for some, but if you really like these headphones or even have other headphones that are the 3.5mm mono inputs, their connections, that's you can use this on it too. So it's actually a kind of nice package. Just to turn your headphones into a gaming headset, pretty much. And then if you're going out and about or you don't want the microphone or this cable on it, you can just swap back to your other cable. It's nice. I think it's a really cool accessory, and I'm really happy that Meze has it because it opens up their headphones to a lot more people, or even just like this accessory makes other people's headphones way more versatile. As for the sound on the 105 AER, there is a few caveats that I have from the tuning, because it is a quite warm headphone. But it's tuned very well, and Meze really, they know what they're doing, and you can tell they know what they're doing from this. I haven't tried any other Meze headphones, but I have heard that it's usually like a warmer side tone, which I feel like is their house sound, and I feel like these fall probably into that house sound category for them. It is warm. It is not too warm that you're missing out on too many things or things sound wrong. Everything sounds good. Everything sounds correct. These sound great. They're comfortable. They sound great. You don't have to worry about fatigue. Fantastic. As for the bass specifically, I'll start with the negative, I think, for the bass. If you're listening to genres that use a lot of sub bass and you really need that punch, that really big low end, like push, these aren't necessarily going to do it. And that's not necessarily just because of Meze's tuning, they're open back headphones, but if you're looking for that super big low end sub bass, not so much. But that's expected that they are open backs. As for mid bass, wow, these are really good in the mid bass section. Bass runs like some bass riffs are just so highlighted and emphasized, and just so much fun and really enjoyable with the tuning of these that I love them. I love them in that regard. There is a lot of that mid bass, that low end for bass guitars, for kick drums, toms. Like there's so much like not necessarily punch. It's not visceral. It's not right in your face, but it's clear. There's a clarity in the low end that just really shows that Meze knows what they're doing in that regard. As for the mids, well, it's warm. And sometimes certain instruments, guitars, flutes, wind instruments a lot, like some string instruments, they're a little rounded. They start to lose like their edge that you would get because of the warmth. They just don't have that extra little oomph, that extra little punch that they need. That guitars just aren't gritty enough for certain genres. It's not bad by any means, but you can tell that there's something a little soft. It's just a little rounded sounding. Again, not bad, not incorrect, just a little extra missing off the top. But overall, like mids are just so lush and sultry and just relaxing to listen to. If you just want a nice, relaxed, like instrumental, they do a great job. Vocals, I kind of ran into the same issue as I did for certain instruments where they're just not out there enough. There's a little bit of a drawback for the vocals. They're a little, not necessarily recessed. They are a little flat with the rest of the instruments. Instead of giving that vocalist their own stage to stand on, they're right there with the rest of the band, which is perfectly fine. Not necessarily my tuning preference. Again, doesn't sound wrong. Just, I like vocals to just kind of sing, not necessarily be shouty, but just have their own stage to stand on. And of course, like mixes all play into that too. Some mixes that are way overly mixed for vocals, they still stand out in front. But for a lot of like older music and stuff, I find that they just kind of sink a little bit further back and they're more in line with the rest of the band. Not bad, just different. As for the treble, surprising. Super warm tuning, that low end, the bass runs. Oh, bass lines, so good. Mids, still really great. You can get everything for the most part. And then there's just a little bit of roundedness. Vocals, a little over round for me. And then the treble, well, that's going to be like, too well rounded now because it's going to be dipped way off, right? No, that's actually not. Meze knows their tuning. It's really good. Cymbals, hi-hats, all the like really high-end stuff that you can sometimes find fatiguing in other headphones or other transducers. They're still there. They still have a good amount of detail considering the warmth. And you don't really lose like the vast majority of all of it. It's all still right there. It all blends in really well with the mix. It's just warm and comforting. And it's really good. It is so surprising to me that like it at first listen, I was like, treble's gonna just be gone. I'm gonna listen to some of my favorite like cymbal ride tracks for metal and stuff, and it's just gonna be non-existent. You're not gonna be able to hear it. You can still hear it. We hear it pretty decently. It's surprising how well tuned the treble is. Just all around, like very well tuned, and Meze knew what they were doing, and they did a good job here. As for the technicalities, imaging, I actually find fairly good, especially considering the price of these. That being said, the soundstage can be kind of a mixed bag at times. On some tracks, like on my busier metal tracks, or like just genres where there's a lot going on, or like wall of sound kind of stuff, brick walled stuff, I find that the soundstage really kind of creeps in. It goes pretty intimate, which is fine. Sometimes it doesn't sound bad. It just kind of draws you really in. But then on the flip side, if I'm listening to orchestral stuff and like more instrumental pieces where there's maybe still like quite a bit going on, but it's all different frequency ranges and it's really like well composed music, I find the soundstage really, that's when it opens up and it has that time to breathe and can make some songs sound quite grand. But it kind of swaps back and forth depending on the mix, which is fair. That's a lot of stuff does that. That being said, kind of the one drawback that I notice with these is the detail does suffer most likely from the tuning, and not in a way where like you're missing lots of stuff. You're just, I feel like you're missing a little bit of the nuances instruments, the little bit extra that you can hear with other things. Just sometimes it just loses its edge because of the one tune. And it's not a bad thing. Um, it's just something that I did notice. Little things, that little extra crunch after the cymbal crash. You're missing that, like very subtle things. But for the price of these, it's not really an issue because the tuning is perfect. As for gaming, I didn't play a whole lot of games with these because I am absolutely addicted to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 right now, and I cannot stop playing it. So I played these with that game for a long time. And I am not kidding, it was a very long time. And I forgot I was wearing these on several occasions. Luckily, I am not a fool anymore and get up out of my chair with headphones on because I would not want to rip these off of my head. But if I was a young fool again, I absolutely would because I completely forgot these were on my head a lot of the time. They made the world sound huge. It's, I think, just because of the like style of game it is, and like the music, the ambience, everything really works well together. And these really brought out the like broadness of all of the sounds, tavern chatter, birds chirping, like all the little things were very big with these, which was quite good. With that being said, again, kind of like I mentioned with the detailed section, you're missing out on little nuances. So if you are thinking for like, oh, maybe those will be good for competitive shooters or something where, little audio cues can matter, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think these might suffer a little bit in that regard. But for immersive games, like RPGs, single player immersive worlds where you really want to get drawn into that world and you want to have a big grand experience, these are fantastic. And then obviously the other big thing with gaming is the boom mic attachment. If you really like these and you're like, wow, these are great for gaming, and I want to retire my headphone, or right now I have a dedicated headset and I like the sound of these and I want to convert them to a headset, we can do that. And I think Meze is really clever on that. It's really smart on their end. I, sorry, I'm thinking maybe I want to buy this pair now. Oops. In conclusion, I think Meze really knocked it out of the park with this. I really feel like they knew exactly what they were doing and they achieved it flawlessly for their intended audience and for everything that they were working for. The comfort, fantastic. There's a quote on here. I did my written review kind of first before I filmed this, and I wrote in that it was Lush and Like all day, it had all day comfort and like the big lush sounding. And I was browsing their website before filming this. We'll go down here and we'll want a little bit more. And there we go. We got lush sound, check. And we got all day listening. I know a lot of brands throw in a bunch of jargon and a bunch of stuff that necessarily doesn't translate to what they're selling you. I feel like Meze is being completely honest here. They are, this is premium. This page doesn't lie to me at all. Nothing on here stands out as generic or like skirting around what the truth is, or they're just writing whatever. I feel like they honestly, in designing this and creating it, they created honest marketing to go with it. And I think that's important. I think more companies need to do that and deliver on what they're telling you that they're giving you. So I'm really glad that Meze did, because they're $399. They're fantastic headphones. The only cons that I have are very subjective at best, and more just my tuning preference. But even that being said, just because of the comfort, my wife loved these so much that I think she's trying to get me to buy this set. I don't know about the tour unit or what, but well, I might be buying these because she likes them so much. And I would definitely use them too for gaming at time and for just a more warm, relaxing listen where I don't have to worry about any sibilance or fatigue, and I can just put these on. This will just cinch right down to my head at the perfect tightness, and I can just enjoy. Overall, Meze really knows what they're doing, and I'm excited to listen to more of their stuff. I'm am impressed by these, which it took a little bit of brain burning to get there, but at the end, like, really good. They did a fantastic job for what they were going for. Anyways, as always, have a good one and peace.